We're standing here with a beautiful selection of shrubs that have some really nice fall color this time of year. The spirea, the burning bush, they're really starting to shine right now. But the most important thing is to think about this time of year is the dormant pruning. So that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today.
Yes, and whenever I do the call-in shows with these guys, probably the most frequently asked question is, when, how do I prune, lilac and rhododendron or Rosa Sharon or any of those plants? It's the most frequently asked question.
So these are things that prefer to actually be pruned when they're dormant, which is not actively growing. So this time of year, you can start to clean up some things like the hydrangeas, the burning bush, the spirea. This is the best time of year to do that.
Yes, I mean everywhere from like mid-October, and early in the spring too.
Right.
But the late fall is when we do a lot of pruning. And it's a good time of year, especially if the plants are really overgrown, to do some really heavy pruning, rejuvenation pruning, thinning them back, really pruning them down low.
And there's some plants that set their buds in the fall to bloom next spring, things like the forsythia, rhododendrons, lilacs. How would that impact their bloom next season?
Well, it will impact a lot of the flower buds, but it doesn't necessarily take out all the flower buds. And if you really want to rejuvenate the plant, you get something that's way overgrown and you really want to take it down, you may have to sacrifice flowering for a season.
Right.
So it's worth it to do that. And probably one of the biggest problems people have is they plant these plants like a forsythia in a place where they're just going to way overgrow.
Sure.
So you have to come along every 2 or 3 years and just prune them back really heavy if you're going to keep them in those smaller, tighter spots.
Right. So it's better for the overall health of the plant to do it occasionally. And you may have to sacrifice those blooms, but it'll look great the next season.
And of course you get something like a, Rosa Sharon or some of the spireas, the hydrangea and that, they bloom on that new growth anyways. So pruning them back quite heavily really has no impact on the flowers.
Sure.
Okay.
So fall is for pruning. If you have any questions or would like to schedule a consultation, give us a call. Thank you for joining us. I'm Liz Snyder.
And I'm Jim Hotelling, the Home Gardeners from Hillside Garden Landscaping.